Greetings and salutations, my dear good friends. It is I, Maple, from Vault 99 Games, baby. How's everybody doing? Today, we're going to talk about our journey into WhatNot. It has been fun. It has been exciting, thrilling, fast-paced. Everything you could imagine all wrapped up into one. It's kind of, it's quite the experience. It's eBay mixed with vending all into one. It is just one giant infomercial of cards that you are the star of. Holy crap. It's interesting. It's fun. It's kind of addictive a little bit. I'm enjoying it. I'm about 2 weeks in so far. And we're pretty much going to talk about the first stream to currently we've done, I think 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've done 8 streams. And in those 8 streams, 7 of them have been auctions, like $1 or $2 auctions for singles. And one of them was a break stream, a live break, our first one. So we're going to talk about kind of both the auctions and the breaks. Going to talk about our first one, the lowest of the lows that we've had so far, and the highest of the highs that we've had so far, and just our general overview of our experience, and kind of going from there. Just a little recap. I am Maple. Vault 99 Games is the business, the card business, primarily online. Well, only online right now. Looking to get into a small brick and mortar at some point in the I would say we're in August right now of 2025. I would say by January of 2026. I'm putting the date out there. I'm doing it. That's a real thing. That's the first time I've done that. January of 2026, I would like to at least have a lease in place or a shop. Not opening the doors of the shop, but by January 2026, I want a lease written in agreement that this is the place we're going to be. I'm looking small, man, like real small, like 300 to 500 square feet small. Like this is going to be a real small thing. The online portion of the business is going to be primarily funding it, but we do want to open the doors as well so we can have a spot for people to come in to sell their products, view other products that we're not able to sell online, some bigger stuff. Yeah, I think that's the goal for sure. And part of that journey, we started with eBay, did some TCG Player, we've done a vending show, and we wanted to get into WhatNot. That was the next phase of the evolution of the Vault, of Vault 99, and we have done that. And now we're here to talk about our recap, let you guys know how it's been going, and the struggles and the small successes that we found so far. I think it could really be something. It's definitely taken this small business into the next gear. I would say we were still in first gear, right in the middle of shifting into second, and WhatNot has taken us into second gear of shifting into the transmission of the Vault 99 business for sure. Things are moving a lot quicker. Orders are flying a lot quicker, and it's a good way to really get rid of the lower end inventory as well while we build up. So the concept, the idea that I had behind it was, excuse me, let's start with our dollar cards first. For our first stream that I wanted to do, I was going to do good dollar cards, you know what I mean? Like not anything, like not your base, not everything's base, but some good inserts, some good nice quality, you know, they're $1 to $1.50 cards. And you know, the very first stream went very well. Was kind of learning that people are interested in lots, like buying a whole bulk of cards and stuff like that. So for my first one, I had a bunch of Chipper Jones, and a dude bought, I think, 20 Chipper Jones for $20. It was all dollar starting auctions. That was our big one. I think we did. So each stream has been kind of like an hour to 2 hours, no longer than 2 hours, no shorter than an hour. And we did $50 in sales for that very first stream. Had the $20 chipper lot, and some people it just came out, and there were some folks there. They bought some stuff. It was really like unexpected. I expected to do nothing for the first stream, And yeah, that $50 sales one, that's nothing crazy, you know what I mean, money wise, but for no advertisement, no real social media presence, we still are struggling on that front for sure. I may have posted one thing about it and stuff. Just kind of wanted to see what would happen. You know what I mean? For the first couple streams, very little social media posting. Just wanted to see, you know, how Whatnot, the algorithm worked, and would we get, you know, push from inside, or how much external push do I need to do for this? And you know, was pleasantly surprised for that 50. And then did 2 more dollar auction streams after that $50 sales one, and boy, those were bad. That's kind of what more I expected. Like, we're talking like $5 in sales for one, and maybe like $6 or $7 in sales for the other. Like, it's bad. Like, I'm used to streaming to nobody, and so like kind of filling up that dead air. So that really wasn't too crazy for me. You know, I had my wife helping me, because after that first one, I'm like, it was my first time doing it, and the chat was, you know, pretty active for, you know, one person, and then trying to find cards like, hey, do you have this? Like, all right, yeah, let me shuffle through our inventory real quick. And so it was a lot for that first stream. So my lovely wife helped me out for the next 2, and of course, you know what I mean, like, we're there, we're ready to rock, and we're not getting anything. And so I felt terrible having her help me, but for nothing. And then so after those 2 really terrible dollar auction streams, I thought, you know, I have a ton of $2 cards, and I've already done streams where I've sat there for a few hours and done absolutely no sales. So if I charge a little bit more for this next stream, if I do $2 starting auctions, you know, if I don't make anything, I've already done that with the dollar auction, so it can't get any worse. So I decided to change it up and do $2 starting auctions. So for the first 3 streams, I did $1 starting auctions, and then changing up, I started doing $2 starting auctions with some better cards. You know what I mean? But still, I leave myself a little bit more room for profit. So, you know, one sale is $2 instead of one sale $1. So be able to, you know, move a little bit quicker and stuff like that. And it went better for sure. It definitely went better. Had a better stream. I think we did maybe $60, $70, but, you know, only had to make half as many sales and stuff like that. So that went really good. I was encouraged by that for sure. And then we had our biggest stream. It was just about 5 days ago. Out of nowhere, didn't do any extra promotion, stuff like that. Did maybe some social media posts, a few here and there, but we almost did $200 in sales for that. About an hour and a half of streaming and stuff, which that's not an hour and a half of work. Don't get me wrong. You still have to, it's a lot of work involved, actually. You have to list all of your items. I like to list all of them. I feel like it's a better viewing experience for a lot of people is what I've learned. Some people, most people, for when they list their items on WhatNot, they'll just type in raw card and they'll put like a generic picture and they'll put quantity of however many cards they're going to be selling on stream. So as a viewer, when you go and you look on these pages, you're seeing, you look at their shop and it just says raw card, generic image. So you have no idea actually what's going to be on auction for the day. An approach that I like to do, which takes more work, but I feel like people have responded to it really well. I've had feedback from other sellers that say that they're going to take the idea because they think it's a lot nicer and cleaner and stuff. Is I'll take pictures, just the front picture of each item, and then I'll just put what the player's name was. When I first started off, I was doing it like eBay. I took a picture of the front and the back, and then I wrote out the whole card name and the number and the year and the set. Not the full set, but like the manufacturer, like if it's Panini or Topps. So for instance, I would put, 1992 Karl Malone number 45, 1992 Upper Deck, whatever the fuck. So I've changed it because that was too much work. So now what I do is I'll take a picture of just the front of the card and I'll write Karl Malone, and then that's it. So then they can go through the shop when a customer comes to the stream, and I let them know, because not everybody does this, so they don't know, is like, hey, I have everything listed in the shop. You could see it all. I have a picture of everything. If you want me to run it, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to run it. Or if you want to put a pre-bid on, just let me know. Or if you want to do a lot, let me know. That's a big thing too. And so I think that helps out a lot, And that's when we did about 5 days ago our about $200 in sales stream. That worked out really, really well. And then following that, we had another stream. It was close to $100, only for about an hour and a half. And then, like I said, it's the hour and a half of stream. Takes time to list all the items, and then obviously you have the time for shipping and stuff like that. And if you're working like how I am, kind of in a real small area, just kind of make it do with what I have for now, getting shipping and all that stuff, getting enough room for supplies is kind of tough. I feel like the shipping time will be cut down drastically once I grow this into a bigger area and stuff. That'll help out with the time. But yeah, I feel like the sales are really good. And then to cap off the week, we did a live break stream, a box break. There you go, box break stream for my very first one. That was kind of, it was just as nerve-wracking, maybe a little bit more nerve-wracking than starting the actual auction streams. I feel like for the actual auction streams, I was fully prepared and fully okay. Like if I make no sales and I just kind of sit here and talk to myself, that's fine. I've been streaming on Twitch for years, just talking to myself. So have plenty of experience doing that. I think with the box breaks, it was, man, so I broke it down. I was doing a football box break, and instead of selling each 32 teams individually, I broke it down into 8 divisions. And so, my thought was, if I only sell like 4 or 5 or even 6 of these divisions and I don't sell out, it's gonna like suck to have to refund the people for the other, for the divisions that didn't sell. Not sucks as in I'm gonna like lose the money. Like, yeah, that sucks. But for me, sucks as like a customer experience. That's like, obviously you're in business to make money, but I feel like the customer experience that's at the top of my priority rather than squeezing out every single dollar I can, because the customer experience, I really do genuinely believe like that'll bring more revenue in, because the people will want to come back. They'll want to spend more, or they're going to tell maybe a friend about it, or they'll share it on social media and somebody will see it. Like the customer experience is the end all be all for me. And so I was worried about having to refund and not be able to do the box break for the people that were already bought in. But thankfully, some wonderful friends came in, they supported the box break, and we were able to get through it. Thank goodness for them. I appreciate you guys. You know who you are. Shout out. Wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So I don't think I'll be doing another box break just yet. Probably if I continue on the growth path that I've been on with the WhatNot streams, I'm thinking maybe 2 weeks I could do another one. I'd like to do a certain day. I don't know if Friday's the day. Friday's the day we did the last box break on. And I've had bad success on 2 Fridays in a row now with getting some people in. So I'm thinking we do the box break in the week, maybe Thursday. I know Wednesday was our best show. Thursday was a good show. And then, Fridays weren't great. So I'm thinking maybe in 2 weeks, we'll do another box break, give it another try. The regular season will be kicked off by then. It should be for football and Thursday night football. So maybe I want to do it on a day that's not football. So either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll have to figure that out. Wednesday was a really good day for the show, for the auction. So I'm thinking maybe Tuesday. 2 weeks on Tuesday, we're going to do our second box break. And box break with the boys. That's what we're going to call it. Go from there. See how that goes. But overall, man, it's been an experience. I've had only one person so far. And so one thing that I'm glad that I experienced before getting into WhatNot is I've been selling a decent amount on eBay so far. It's nothing like, oh my God, I've been selling like a lot, but we've done like we're approaching $5,000 in sales since April, and in total, I'm trying to see how many items we've sold. We've sold 368 items on eBay. So, a little bit of experience with packaging and shipping and doing all that jazz. And I'm glad that I've had that experience, because it's different animal shipping on WhatNot for sure. You're shipping higher amounts of items, not necessarily in monetary value, but in size. So you're shipping like up to, I think I've had one order where it was about 70 cards. And that's the most I've shipped so far. I think on eBay, the most I've shipped is like maybe 20 cards. No, that's not true. I've had some bulk lots, but they were in larger boxes and stuff like that. Yeah, I've had larger. I did Lorcana. We sold 100 common Lorcanas, and I did 4 of those. So I've sold 400 cards at once. But those all fit into a nice, like, actual. I used the same Lorcana box that I got them in, kind of. So I don't really feel like that counts. But you're doing a lot more mass quantity in cards for Whatnot. I've had one guy said he was like, "Hey, my cards came back like bent and." Or my cards came all bent and dinged up and all this jazz. He's like, I want a refund. I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. Like, I would love to make that right for you. Can you send me some pictures of the cards just so we can kind of verify that, you know, they are damaged like you say they are? And I didn't hear anything back. So I'm still waiting. You know, if he does message back and he sends me a picture, super cool. You know, more than happy to refund it. But yeah, it's been a few days now. And he hasn't sent me a picture yet, so I expected people to do that. And that's why, to go back to, I'm glad I had the experience of eBay so far. I didn't just jump straight into Whatnot. So I do have some experience packaging and shipping cards so far. So I feel like, you know, my T's are crossed, my I's are dotted in terms of shipping so far. I've been taking a little, since that guy messaged you, I've been taking a little bit extra precautions with shipping, making sure things are extra secure, because I definitely don't want that. You know, I would hate for cards to come damaged and stuff like that. I really try to take pride in making sure things come packaged and secured. You're gross. But yeah, I would say everything it's been fast paced. If you're getting into Whatnot, you got to be able to talk. You got to be able to feel that dead air for sure, because you never know when somebody's going to pop in and they're just going to see the show, and you already have that ball rolling. You know what I mean? You don't want to sit there and have nothing going on. Then when somebody pops it, because everybody's attention span is so in and out. People are so just quick with it. So you got to already be rolling. You got to be talking to yourself. You got to be, one thing that I found is, like, I'll put a player up and then I'll just talk about that player, how they're doing, what kind of career they had, what I thought of them, you know, things like that. And so it kind of fills that air and stuff like that. Not all right, I put a player up, it doesn't sell, all right, no worries, moving on to the next one, boom, dead air. No, I just try to keep the conversation going, and if somebody chimes in, then I talk with them. And yeah, I feel like Whatnot's been pretty cool so far. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the experience. We've made a lot of sales, so if you're getting into it, expect it to be fast paced, expect it to be quick. Keep testing different things. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. I started out with the dollar streams. I wasn't really liking how that was going. Switched to $2 starting auctions. I like that. This is going a little bit better. One thing that I'm doing too is that, you know, I'm finding good quality, like $2 cards, like anywhere between $1 to $3 good quality cards. And then the plan is, as we continue to grow and get more folks in the auctions or in the streams, hopefully, I plan on doing some bigger end cards. I just don't want to do them yet with only, like, you know, one person bidding at a time. I kind of get somebody in who wants to buy and it's just them. So I don't want to do my higher end cards just yet. I want to get a few people who are interested in buying, and then, you know, sprinkle in those newer cards as we go. But yeah, that's pretty much been my experience on Whatnot so far. We're about a week and a half, about 2 weeks in. We've done $500 in sales so far. That's not bad. I mean, I would say we're on track to do about $1,000 in sales, maybe a little bit more, depending on if the breaks take off and how much the stream kind of progresses and stuff like that. But as it currently stands, for our first month with very little to no social media posting or influence or anything like that, $1,000 in sales for the first month is not bad. It is not too bad, especially to shuffle out our lower end inventory. And, you know, as we grow and continue, I'm sure that number will grow. I hope it will. I'm going to continue to push it and go from there. But yeah, I would say in a nutshell, that's our Whatnot journey to start. You know, we took the leap of faith to something I wanted to do from the very beginning, is to get into Whatnot. It took me a little bit to build up the courage. I wanted to build up the eBay and stuff. We're definitely still pushing the eBay out. You know, the eBay and the Whatnot, I think I'm going to do a little less I've done a lot less TCG player. I got our account to the level 4, and I think for right now I'm going to put that on pause for the TCG player. I'm going to focus primarily on the WhatNot for the continuous sales, the liquidity of that going in and out real fast, and then eBay for our bigger stuff for sure. That is the plan for now. You know, if you guys are getting into WhatNot, or if you're getting into card sales in general, you know, let me know kind of how's it going. I love to see other people's journeys, see where they're at. Let me know if you got any tips or suggestions for me. I'm still learning. I'm still growing every day. Been doing other kinds of businesses for as long as I can remember. This one feels different. This one feels very different. This one feels very grounded. I'm happy with the progress. I could see the vision, and you know, that's partly why I wanted to do these videos of talking about my journey and talking about my experiences and where I go next. It's been cool to kind of, just for me personally, to talk about, all right, this is where I'm at with the business. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm thinking about doing next. And this is what I'm going to do next. And then talking about what I did, like reflecting on setting a goal and doing it and accomplishing that goal from the card show. Like, I remember talking like, yeah, I'm thinking about, I want to do a card show. Then the next video is like, all right, we got the card show booked. Here we go. We did it. You know what I mean? We're going to go to it. And then talking about like, hey, I did that actually. Like, I followed through and did that. And the same thing with the WhatNot streams. You know, my last video I was talking about, all right, I'm thinking about getting into WhatNot streams. You know what I mean? I think it's time to take that step. It's the next step in evolution. And then here I am now. It's like, hey, I'm doing it. We're about 2 weeks in. This is how it's been going. It's pretty cool. And next, we're putting it out there. January 2026, I'm going to have my lease. We're going to get a lease figured out, and we are going to get a shop, and that is going to be next. So you stay tuned, mother truckers. It's going to happen. Vault 99 Games is going to be a physical store. We're going to be slinging out that physical media as well as online sales. You heard it here first. Don't forget. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for me. We got a big WhatNot stream tonight. We're going to be doing Monday through Thursday is the plan. I think I'm going to nix out Fridays. People are kind of doing too much at the time that I like to stream for these. So yeah, Monday through Thursday, I think it's what we're going to do. 8 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. That's our starting time, Pacific Standard Time. But let me know if you guys are doing your own journey. Let me know what you think of my journey. I want to just connect with you guys, get feedback back and forth, and chit chat a little bit about cards. We love cards. Football, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, basketball, baseball. You know what I mean? Everything. Magic, I'm still kind of struggling on. I need to bring on a partner that does more magic and stuff like that. There's stuff to be made there, and I need help for sure. But I have been Maple. This is our Vault 99 Games journey. I appreciate you guys so much. Hope you enjoy the video. Try to do it in one take. You know what I mean? We don't like doing more than one take, but I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.